Welcome back to Two Wickets Down. I'm Kunal.
And I'm Vasu.
In today's IPL 2025 preview, we're tackling Chennai Super Kings, Delhi Capitals, and Lucknow Super Giants. These three teams had a mixed fortunes in 2024, but which of them is best positioned to take a leap forward this season? And we'll see what on our predictions of where they might finish this season. So we'll start it off with CSK. What did you make of their auction, Vasu?
CSK, I thought they had a very smart auction there, the way they went about it. For what they had last year, I thought went about and bought exactly the players they needed. When I was watching the auction, I thought that they just weren't it wasn't really, I couldn't really understand what they were doing. But after the auction finished, and I'm looking at the team now, and I thought they had a really smart auction, especially for the team, especially for the conditions they play at in Chennai. Yeah, I thought they went about it really well.
Yeah, I definitely think for me, I think they definitely took the auction for like, let's just try to win all our home games, make have a very good,
Hmm.
strong home team. Because if you think about it, they didn't really spend big money on any big fast bowler. They spent a lot of money on I mean, the most expensive bid they had was 10 crores for Noor Ahmed, then Ashwin for 9.75, and then the rest was just like nothing too fancy out of Chennai in this auction. They did retain Jadeja, Gaikwad, Patirana, Shivam Dube, and Dhoni, Thala
Hmm.
for a reason. Uh,
Yeah. Well, Dhoni was uncapped now, so
yeah, Dhoni's uncapped. He
yeah.
We'll see if he even plays, but kind of just going through
No,
what
he'll
we think.
definitely play. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but in what capacity? I think like will it be similar
Yeah.
to last season or a different format? But we'll Um, I mean, I'm trying to think. They used an RTM on Rachin Narendra, which was a good bet. I think considering his form over the last year, I think he's
Hmm.
probably been one of the
Hmm.
better players in the world. So shall we go through our starting 11 for Chennai and what we think might look like?
Yeah, I think Ruturaj Gaikwad. I think he will open with Devon Conway there. I think they will have Devon Conway. I believe he got injured last year. Yeah, I think he was injured last year. So I mean that kind of threw off their opening bit last year. So I might be wrong if Devon Conway was injured or not. Let me
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
then go on, continue.
and then they will have Rachin Ravindra play and then come first down. And then I think this is where it will probably will they will have to decide there. Well, they will have to play like Rahul Tripathi. I think they will play there. Either Rahul Tripathi or Vijay Shankar if they need another if they're looking for or if they're looking for if we need an all-rounder as well. But I think they will play Rahul Tripathi because he's an actual proper batsman, and then they want like a proper batsman in the middle order.
Yeah, and they already have
And
a bowling all-rounder in Shivam Dube if they do
yeah.
kind of go looking for one. So yeah, I think you might be right
Hmm.
with about Rahul Tripathi being the option there.
Yeah. Yeah, because they actually want to make their middle order more stronger. And then you've got Shivam Dube, and then you've got Jaddu. And if Dhoni is, because if last year Dhoni wasn't as fit, like, I think he did have because I think he did have his injuries last year. And if Dhoni stays fit this year, then they will just play Dhoni afterwards. And then they'll just bring in their bowlers afterwards. I think that's what they will do. I
And
think
considering,
that's what
I
they.
mean, one thing I like about CSK is they bat really deep without giving too much of their bowling, like without taking a hit on their bowling. Like you have obviously,
Hmm.
you have like Jaddu, you have Shivam Dube, you have Sam Curran slash Noor Ahmed, whoever might come after Dhoni. Then you have Ashwin. Like they bat like pretty much down to like
Hmm.
eight or nine, which is like really big strength for
Hmm.
CSK. And I mean, one of their biggest weaknesses last season was their spinners weren't good enough last season because for how they used to be in Chennai. So I think that's why you saw like them going really heavy for spin bowling this year and really just kind of targeting that. Like you mean you think of like their big boys of Noor Ahmed, Ashwin, like there's so many bowling options. Like even Rachin Ravindra, he like I'm not saying he will bowl, but that is just another option they can't go to.
Yeah, I think after and I think they might just play because it's because they depending on how the conditions are in Chennai, they probably might not play Noor Ahmed at times. They just play Sam Curran, and then that will give them an extra batting option as well.
I mean, if they do want
Yeah.
to, let's say, play with another fast bowler, right?
Hmm.
Patirana is like we think Patirana is a solid option, right? Of
Hmm.
being overseas. You also have. I'm not saying he'll get in the team, but you do have like other things they can do. Like I mean, I'm just looking at the team. I don't know. Did they buy Deepak Hooda? Or did they retain him? I think they bought Deepak Hooda,
They
right?
they bought Deepak Hooda, and I
Yeah,
mean,
like
come
that's just
on. Yeah, no,
come on.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Patirana will 100% play every game. I mean,
Yeah, but
like
like, so I'm trying to
Patirana.
think of their foreign players who will play, and then who
I
you might
mean,
drop to bring in. Like, if things aren't going well, where could they go look to for like combinations that might change? And I'm looking at like Patharan. I don't see being dropped. I don't see Guaicard or I mean I don't see Rachin Ravinder being dropped. Devin Conway I would see because one of the things that Rachin Ravinder can do for you, he can open.
yeah, I think yeah. So I
If
mean,
Devin
if
Conway's form is not good, you can have Rachin Ravindra open with Guaicard, and then you can mix it, like change around that middle order again.
yeah, and if they drop Devon Conway and they play Rachin Ravindra, then they can bring in like a Vijay Shankar or a Deepak Hooda.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's my point of
yeah,
like I don't think so. Deepak Hooda
yeah,
is
and
by any
then
means in their starting 11 in their best starting 11 if things are going well. But it's just
yeah,
one of the combinations of like having a first down player who can actually like he opens in most like Rachin Ravindra is opening in a lot of for New Zealand in a lot of formats.
mm-hmm,
So that is a good option to have.
yeah,
Um, and then
and
looking at the bowling, you have Sam Curran and Noor Ahmed. You have Ashwin, is Ashwin. You have Khalil Ahmed. You have Patirana, and then obviously that's their bowling. And then you have some combinations of all rounders in Jadeja and Shivam Dube. Um,
and
and
you've
then
got and then yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking about their impact subs. You obviously they've got if they're depending on like if they want to bring an impact sub, you obviously have like people like Nathan Ellis and JB Overton who
And
are great options to go to.
you've also got last year Mukesh Chaudhary, who bowled really well from them. I thought he was brilliant. I think they would might use him every now and then as a impact sub as well. They will use him. I I think they will actually probably use Patirana as an impact sub there, depending on what Chennai are doing first. If they're batting or bowling first there, because
I would say
that's
with
what Chennai.
Chennai do have good options for impact subs depending on like if their
Hmm.
batting is going bad. You do have people like Shivam, well, I mean not Shivam Dube, sorry, Deepak Hooda, like other people you can potentially bring in as impact subs. Vijay Shankar, if things are really going bad for you, like you need to get something like a decent total up on the board, you can go towards that option.
Yeah, a lot of the games last year, I last a lot of the games last year, Chennai only played with like three foreign players, and then they kind of swapped between and then they swapped Patirana as an impact sub uh, between what's his name Shivam Dube, yeah. So they do tend to only play like three foreign players.
And
Yeah,
yeah, I think we're probably going to see that again. To be quite honest with you,
yeah,
as Patirana probably being an impact sub.
yeah,
And I mean, they've got a one thing I was looking at earlier is Chennai really do have a good opening schedule. I think, in my opinion, they've playing their first four out of six games at home, and
yeah.
two of them are against the big teams of Mumbai and RCB. So I think they could potentially get off to a good start, and then like give them put themselves in a good spot to potentially make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they need to use their conditions to their advantage. They're just
I mean,
make the pitches just as to their advantages. And they've got the spinners this year. I mean, they've got Ashwin, they've got Jadeja, they've got Noor Ahmed, and they've got Rachin Ravindra, who's a decent spinner as well. I mean, we've seen it in the Champions Trophy.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, I agree with you. I think they definitely got their spinners in a good position. I think they probably will take potentially the biggest hit is probably their fast bowling, and in terms of comparing it to their spin bowling. Um, in terms of like they I think that might be a little costly at times. I mean, I'm looking
Yeah,
at like last season, they finished fifth and they only missed the playoffs by less than 0.1 of net run rate. So like it was them and RCB on both tied on 14 and there was like barely any run involved. But that's when RCB went and won like the last 5 games.
yeah,
So I think a decent home record for Chennai this season would put them in a really good spot.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
then, yeah, I think that's anything else for
yeah.
Chennai you've got. What do
No,
you
no.
see? Like, I'm trying to think, what do you see as Dhoni's role this year? Do you think he plays the same as last year?
I I actually want to see. I mean, I actually think Dhoni probably might be a bit. I actually think Dhoni will probably play a different role this year because I think last year you could see it, and I think Dhoni was injured, like he was struggling, and he was injured. So I think, and we've seen Dhoni now. We've all seen that he did get that injury, and we've seen videos him like of like him training and all of that. So we don't know. He probably will play a different role. He probably will be a more fitter Dhoni. So, but you never know with Dhoni.
You never know.
Yeah, yeah,
And I mean, not to like say something out of the new, and he is 43 though. Like
yeah. He is 43. Yeah,
he is
yeah. I
43. So I
mean,
do worry about like a lot of his running between the wickets, like
yeah,
him standing out on the field for 4 hours every game. Like and
yeah,
considering he is their wicketkeeper, like
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm struggling. Who is their backup wicketkeeper for CSK? If Dhoni's role is a little more compromised, if he only bats, he doesn't. Yeah, because he's obviously not captain anymore. At least officially. um, yeah, I'm trying to think who's their backup
I
keeper
think Devon
for.
Conway. I think he might is. I think he's a backup keeper. I
Yeah.
think.
See, I think I don't like that. I don't like a backup keeper being a foreign player because then he's like you're
Then you're kind
potentially
of forced into yeah.
forced into playing a foreign player. So I
Oh no,
think that
actually,
makes
sorry.
it
I think Raul Tripathi is. I think also a keeper. I think yeah,
Rahul Tripathi. You think is a
yeah,
keeper?
yeah. I think Raul Tripathi is also a
Let
keeper.
me
Yeah,
quickly check. Uh, I'm trying to think. Does he make a keep?
yeah.
I'm
I
trying to
think
think.
Raul Tripathi is a keeper. Yeah,
I don't really know, so I'm not going to really say too much right now, but we can see. Yeah, but I think regardless, I think for this team to balance itself right, I think Dhoni does need to, I think, probably play, like start play full games. Like last season,
yeah.
his role was so compromised that it just didn't make for any fun in terms
Yeah,
of watching
I
Chennai.
think I think last year I think last year's the way Dhoni played it actually kind of messed with Chennai's performance because they actually kind of they actually it kind of actually messed with their whole squad's uh, like uh, how they set up because they had to play an extra batsman because Dhoni could only come out and play certain amount of overs because I don't think he was fit enough to come out and actually play the long game there in case there was a collapse there. So they
Yeah.
had to play they had to play the extra batsman there.
Uh, all right. Shall we move on to Delhi?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Delhi finished sixth last season, also on 14 points, but with a terrible net run rate. And this season, big changes for Delhi this season. Big changes. Pant is gone. Ricky Ponting is gone too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Ponting is gone, new management, yeah,
Yeah, Ricky
completely.
Ponting is gone. Pant is gone. It's been a big change for Delhi. I think Delhi seems to have like hit a reset button in a lot of
Yeah,
ways
I
this season,
exactly. Yeah, I think they just wanted to start all over again there
which
and
is
see
kind
what
of
they can.
funny. So we'll see. I mean, we'll go through their auction. They obviously spent. Uh, I mean, they got KL Rahul, who was their highest bid for 14 crores, which I think is a steal right now for KL
Hmm.
Rahul. 14 crores. They got 11.75 for Mitchell Starr. They spent 10.75 on Natarajan. nine are Jake Fraser, Mukesh Kumar eight, Harry Brook for six. Obviously, he's pulled out and been banned for 2 years at the moment.
Yeah.
Then they spent like 3 or 4 or 5 crores on a few other players down the order. Um, I mean, and then we can go through. So, what do you make of that auction of just buying like players like Yelral, Mitchell Stark, Natarajan, Jake Fraser, Mukesh Kumar, Harry Brook when he was expected to play? I think him getting captaincy has probably changed that.
I
Um,
think
I
so,
go on.
yeah, go ahead. What you saying?
I was
I
just saying
th
that I was saying that I think in terms of plugging in the gaps that of the players who had left, I
hmm
think they have had a decent auction in that sense.
hmm
I It's going to be interesting to see Mitchell Stark's how much he plays and what his workload is like. Just because of he obviously didn't play Champions Trophy, he was playing like he's had a niggle for a bit. So it'll be very interesting to see what that squad is like. But I thought they didn't have a great auction, but I think they had a pretty good one. Like I think they had a good auction.
Right. So in my point of view, that Delhi, I think Delhi wanted to like first of all the whole Harry Brook thing. They they bought Harry Brook as to strengthen their middle order, but he's left, and then I think like and then they bought Faf as someone who as a backup to the
No, I
as a
think they had
backup.
Faf. I think they already had Faf at that time.
No.
So
They bought Faf at the auction there.
yeah. But if that was before Harry Brook pulled out.
No. I'm no. What I'm saying is they bought Faf and Harry Brook both at the auction there.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, but I'm
Continue.
saying but I'm saying Faf was as but Faf was an option as a backup like in terms of during the season if any of the players form like dropped because I don't think Faf was going to play from the beginning of the season there anyway. That's what I think. But now that Harry Brook has dropped like has left, I think this is one of the major reasons that Faf could come in and play
Yeah, and
or like he
I
could
think
be
with
used to
Faf,
playing.
yeah, I mean like, we'll go through DC's starting 11, and I think then we can talk about where Faf might fit in. So we see Jake Fraser and Abhishek Porel opening. We've got
hmm
Karun Nair and KL Rahul first or second down, depends how DC want to play it. I think KL
hmm
Rahul, considering his form, I mean. Uh, Obviously for India, he was coming second down after Kohli, but I think probably for Delhi, we could see him come first down. Then you have Tristan Stubbs. You have Akshay Patel, who is also in really good touch right now. He's captain. Then you have Samir Rizvi. Then you have Atujo Sharma. Then you have Mitchell Stark, Kuldeep Yadav, who they retained, Natarajan. And then you probably have your impact sub in either Mukesh Kumar and Mohit Sharma. So I think with their fast bowling, they have decent fast bowling in my
I
opinion.
think I think they have a great bowling attack this year, Delhi.
Yeah, I mean you have a good impact sub in Mukesh Kumar and Mohit Sharma who are
hmm
good IPL players for sure. Natarajan
hmm
really good in the IPL. Kuldeep Yadav is in good touch, and then you obviously Mitchell Stark with Mitchell Stark who do whatever he really kind of wants. Um,
Yeah,
and then you have
yeah.
in your spinners, you've got like probably India's two best spinners right now in Kuldeep Yadav and Akshay Patel. So you've got that going for you. Um, where I see the loss of Harry Brook coming as a lower order kind of batsman who can really shake up the game. I wonder if you plug in like where do you because you do have a foreign option left. Like they only have three foreign players in the team right now in Mitchell Stark, Tristan Stubbs, and Jake Fraser. I wonder if you can drop someone like Samir Rizvi for, let's say, I don't know, what's his name, Faf in certain games. If Faf comes out, then impacts up for like if you want some runs, like if you're like, so they have that option to play with. Um,
No,
and
I
then
think you
go
know.
on.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You saying no? Because I'm
Yeah,
just
so I'm
looking
just
at
trying
the
to
squad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to just look at the squad, and I don't really like see like I mean Tristan Stubbs they retain. I expect him to play. But I'm trying to think where if Faf is to play, like Faf opened for RCB a lot of last year, so that is potentially one place he can slot in if they do intend to use him. And if not, I think you ideally want to use him lower down in the order.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, like I don't think Faf would be like a player who would come down lower down the order, but yeah, I mean they could.
I mean, you bring him first
Yeah,
on, you drop Karunai and you bring Faf in there, then like I'm just trying to think who you like if Faf is expected to play the game, who gets dropped out? Because I don't
yeah, I
think you're
think
gonna drop I don't think you're gonna drop Tristan Stubbs and I don't think you're gonna drop Jake Fraser if they're both fit. So
yeah,
who is and you have a
exactly.
foreign slot left because you've only used three. So who is that player that goes out? For me, it's either Karunai or Samir Rizvi, or you use him as an impact zone.
I don't think they're gonna drop Karunayar. Karunayar in some form at the moment.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Who else could you drop? Because Atuto Sharma is a batting all-rounder, so you
Yeah. I
want.
mean, Ashutosh Sharma, you need a finisher, and he's a really good finisher. He showed last year when he was playing for Punjab. So,
I mean, Samir
yeah.
Rizvi.
So
Then, so is it Samir Rizvi who goes like
he's
that's what I'm just
supposed
trying
to.
to.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be great talent. So I mean, I think they will keep it at this way there, that at the way that so they're not gonna fit in Faf at the moment because I think they'll keep Karunayar. So yeah, they're not gonna. So yeah, like the team that we have, like the team that we've just mentioned, I think they're gonna keep that team, and
I mean,
unless
they bought
they're,
and they
hmm
bought Karun Nair for 50 lakhs.
yeah. So I think they will keep Karunayar there because he's in great form, and they will give him, and then
and
they
I
will play
think
him. Yeah.
and I think DC have an option of announcing a replacement for Harry Brooks too. I think they haven't announced it, but they have that option, which
Of
I
course.
think
Yeah.
would.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see who went on. Like, I mean, we were seeing so many. Like, who was it? Adil Rashid, right? Um, like, I'm just thinking who they could go and get like now because they obviously have a replacement to announce for Harry Brook.
Yeah.
Um,
They do. They do. Yeah.
so that'll be interesting to see if DC come in, who they decide to go after as their like backup for Harry Brook. And then anything else for DC and or should we move on to Lucknow?
Uh, for DC, no, I think that's it for DC there. Yeah, yeah, but the only thing is in that 11, I can only see five fast bowlers there. I think they're struggling for a sixth bowler, like for a sixth all rounder there, for a
One,
sixth.
two, three, four, five. So, but six, Samir Rizvi, he's an all
Uh,
rounder. Atijah Sharma's
mm,
an all rounder.
yeah,
That's
but the thing is, are they like decent? Are they good all rounders? But I know they're all rounders, but I from what I've
so I'm
seen them
assuming
play,
you're gonna have an impact sub every game
yeah.
DC, and then
Yeah.
you
Or
might get
unless they
either.
might. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
You could end up seeing Atijah Sharma not being in the 11, and then like depend and he'd be like one of them being the impact subs, depending on how the game's going and what you're trying to
Hmm.
get out of the game. So in that sense, DC do have a good amount of all rounders that they need to like just figure out of where they slot in. But moving on to Lucknow, Lucknow finished seventh last season, if I remember correctly. They finished seventh, also on 14 points. All these teams have finished on 14 points. Uh,
Hmm.
once again, did not like negative net run rate, but did they have an auction? And what an auction Lucknow had. They went and got Rishabh Pant for 27 crore, which was just insane. They bought Avesh Khan for 9 points. So they went from 27 crore to straight to 9.75 crore, like no one in the middle. They bought Akash Deep, David Miller, Abdul Samad, Mitchell Marsh, Shabazz Ahmed, Aidan Markram, Matthew Britsky, Shamar Joseph, and then the rest came in. And they retained Nicholas Purin, Ayush Badoni, Moshin Khan. Who else did they retain? And Ravi
Ravi
Bishnoi
Bish, yeah.
and Mayank Yadav. Um, so, what did you make of their auction and their current squad? And we'll get into the starting 11 in
I
a minute.
I think they've just gone the whole Hyderabad model, the whole Hyderabad model. Go batting heavy up front, we'll score as many as we can, and then try and chase
I mean,
our.
their intention is definitely to put 200 plus every game and just
Yeah,
see like and just defend it with like just pray to see if they can defend it. I
yeah.
mean, like we were talking before we started recording that like out of all they have one fit bowler right now. Everyone else is in the academy getting like getting trying to get cleared.
Yeah.
Um, and like talking about the squad, I mean, we can go through it. We have Mitch Marsh, Aiden Markram, Rishabh Pant, Ayush Badoni, Nicholas Puran, David Miller, Shabazz Ahmed, Avesh Khan, Akash Deep, Ravi Bishnoi, and then I don't know who is going to be the 11th or 12th bowler. Like you have Mayank Yadav in there, you have Mushin Khan, like. And I think you were telling me out of all of them, it's only like, is it like only Ravi Bishnoi who's fit?
Ravi Bishnoi and Akash Deep. So their only fit fast bowler who is clear to play right now is Akash Deep, whereas the other three, Avesh Khan, Moshin Khan, and Mayank Yadav, are still with the NCA, and they're waiting to collect clearance there.
I'm
If
assuming you're
they
gonna have either Moshin Khan or Mind Yadav be your impact sub because obviously I mean like the batting is just insane for Lucknow. Like they're so heavy on batting. Like Mitch Marsh, Aiden Markham, Rishabh Pant, Nicholas Puran, David Miller, Ayush Badoni, like in itself is like just absolutely bonkers. Like that, they're definitely targeting like putting 200 plus on the board each game and just praying they can defend it.
Yeah.
Um,
Um and the other thing with them is and they're wanting to yeah, but if that thing is if any of their fast bowlers get injured, and the thing is Moshin Khan and Mayank Yadav are very uh injury prone at the
I
moment.
mean, yeah, considering they're not even in the like team right now and
Yeah.
they're getting they're trying to get
Yeah.
cleared.
Yeah. And
Um,
then they're done there.
I mean, you're gonna have players like Prince Yadav and then like Akish Singh come in and try to like do something
Yeah.
potentially if they have injuries. I mean, they went down the Hyderabad model of going very batting heavy, but
Hmm.
Hyderabad had better bowling than this.
Yeah, Hyderabad and Bhuvi
Bhuvesh,
and what's his name? Natarajan and all of them. But yeah, I mean
yeah,
Navesh Khan and all of them are not bad bowlers, but
yeah,
like
but like the fact is, can they stay fit?
yeah.
And that'll be the biggest question for Lucknow because even if their batting takes a hit, they have so many other options in batting that they can still like like you can see you have backups of all these players, right? You have
Hmm.
Shabar Joseph on the like who probably doesn't even make this 11 at times. You have the Australian guy Matthew, not is the South African guy Matthew
Matthew Bretsky, yeah. Hmm.
Bretsky. Like you have so much batting on the bench. Like you have two good batsmen sitting there who can potentially come in. But you, as you said, bowling wise, they have no one who really subs in and makes
They've
like you
only
think
yeah.
like
Yeah, I know. Exactly. I think this is the first time I've seen any team in the IPL who have only one foreign fast bowler ever. I think that's where you've shot yourself in the foot there.
yeah, and especially I mean considering that, like I will say getting a good foreign fast bowler in this IPL was a challenge for teams. We'll kind of see that when we go look around other teams. Who did they outspy? Shabazz. Yeah, I mean you have Shabazz Ahmed and Ravi Bishnoi are your spinners, right?
Hmm.
Who's your third
And
spinner when you go need? Are you gonna ask Aiden Markham to bowl? You're gonna ask like who David
yeah,
Miller
Aiden
to
Markram
bowl?
is going to bowl. Aiden Markram, it has to bowl like his like part-time spin bowl. Yeah, especially when they're playing in Lucknow. I mean, it's a slow pitch. I mean, I mean, it's not a high-scoring ground in Lucknow. So yeah, he has to bowl his part-timers there. Uh, Shabazz Ahmed will blow a bowl there. Ravi Bishnoi, he's gonna bowl there.
Yeah, I'm
But he
just trying to think who.
obviously Ravi Bishnoi is bowls his 4 overs there,
I
obviously.
think Ravi Vishnu and Shabazz Ahmed potentially end up bowling the four. Aiden Markham will potentially give you some. Mitch Marsh, we should talk about. Apparently, at the moment, will not bowl in the IPL.
I
He's
think
only
that's a
there
big
as a
loss to them. I think that's a massive loss for them because I think they
yeah.
bought him for that reason as an all-rounder, and especially looking at Lucknow, it's not the fastest pitch in all of the IPL, and his medium pace bowling would would have really like worked out for them well. It's like
I mean, I wonder
looking
if
at
that plays into their strategy of going really batting heavy. Like it's a slow pitch, and they're thinking on a slow pitch, if we can put 200 up, then maybe we give ourselves a really good chance, even with a weak bowling attack, to defend it. But
Mhm,
I think at this moment, this bowling lineup is really weak. Like there's holes in
mhm,
this. You have no backup for fast bowlers. And even your potential third spinning option is Aidan Markham, who's a part-time bowler. Like you don't have another good, solid option on the bench. I'm trying to look for the bench right now, and who is really that solid option who will give you those overs. If let's say if a Ravi Bishnoi or a Shabazz Ahmed picks up a niggle, they're out for a game. Who's bowling that? Like who's your second spinner then? Um, and I mean, there must be like obviously there could be someone that we don't know, but there's also this Ratki guy I think I was looking at who's a leg break, but like these are uncapped players, so it'll be interesting to see what Lucknow's approach is. Um, and I'm trying to think if they had any like who else they bought um that was potentially of any interest. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think. Shamar Joseph, they bought for 75 lakhs. I mean, I think they've definitely kept them as a backup for sure.
in case any
Who's
of the fast bowlers don't make it there.
who's the Siddharth guy they bought? He was a slow arm orthodox. Okay, that's your potentially your spin option if need be. I think I'm not saying it'll work out for them, but that's potentially your backup spin bowling option, it seems like, because he's bowled before in the IPL in last year. He played 3 games for I think it was Lucknow he played 3 games for last year, yeah. He didn't did he do anything good? I think he took a wicket in 3 games, so that's what you get. But that's potentially your option for Lucknow as their backup spinning option.
Yeah,
All right. If we were
yeah,
to,
yeah. I think they needed to. I think they kind of made a mistake on their bowling. I think they should have spent a bit wisely on their bowling, and they could have bought one or two decent bowlers there.
well, that's what happens when you spend 27 crores on Rishabh Pant. You have no money left
Hmm.
to go buy anyone.
I mean,
Like
that's
you,
where. Yeah, I know exactly. I think they spent far too much money on Rishabh Pant. Same way that Punjab spent far too much money on Shreyas Iyer. But hey, you have to credit that Delhi guy, Delhi owner. He
yeah,
just
he sold him at the right time.
yeah,
He's got,
he just pushes it, pushes and pushes, and then he's like, nope, I'm gonna back out.
yeah. I think Lucknow might. I mean, we'll see how Pant does. And then, I mean,
Yeah.
for India, you're hoping he does well, but like I think that's potentially a big responsibility for him. And he has to, like, obviously, captain, wicketkeeper. Like, we'll see how he does with captaincy, especially. I don't think he's captained. Did he captain Delhi last
Delhi,
season?
oh yeah, he's captain Delhi for a couple of seasons now. Yeah.
No, no, but after the injury.
Yeah, yeah, he came back and captained. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's what I was just trying to ask. Um, all right, let's do some predictions now before we quickly wrap up. Now here. So Lucknow finished seventh last season. Looking at their squad and what we just discussed, where do you expect them to finish?
I mean, if their bowlers come back and looking at how the bowlers are, I think they will make a case of they might be able to get close to top four because their batting is unbelievable. Especially like looking at Puran, Miller, Bunt, and then Markram. And if their bowlers chip in there and their bowlers tend and their bowlers stay fit, I think they will get close to top four, maybe even make top four. Yeah. But
I'm gonna
obviously,
go. I'm gonna go that they're gonna finish. They finished seventh last season. I think they're gonna finish eighth this season.
yeah, you
I
think
think
so?
they've. I think. I think we've never seen batting heavy teams really work out. And I know we're comparing them to Hyderabad, but Hyderabad actually had bowling to kind of back their batting a little bit. Where I think right now with Lucknow, I don't see that same backing of what do you call for their batsmen. And as you said, like some of their big players, Marsh not bowling, I'd look into that. I think. being like they've bought so many new players in, like so many big new players in this season. I just don't see it working out too well. I mean, you said the same thing. We're saying every team is going to do better than last season, but someone has to finish in the bottom four.
No, I mean, but no,
to,
but what did we say about who did we review yesterday?
was it Punjab or Gujarat? I think it was one of the two. Let me have a quick look. We said one of the. I mean, obviously the on the
We did say
Saturday.
what we did say one of the teams was going to stay where they finished. I think it was Gujarat. We said we're going to finish where they finished last year,
I think we did
didn't
say
we?
good. I'm trying to think who we said. I think it was. I think we know we said Punjab because they obviously bought a year match.
Yeah,
So,
Punjab, exactly. Punjab, yeah. Punjab, we're gonna finish we're gonna do the
like, I
same
mean,
that they did last year.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Yeah, because they obviously have Lockie Ferguson, Arshdeep Singh Chahal, Harpreet Brar, Marco Jansen, but then even the batting isn't like for me solid, solid. Like there's holes in that batting. I mean, with Punjab, I think the issue is consistency. Can you have players like Marcus Stoinis, Maxwell deliver on a consistent basis? If the answer is yes, then you're good because your bowling is not bad. Lockie Ferguson, Arshdeep Singh in D20, Chahal. Marco Jansen will be interested to see how he bowls. But I mean, I think what we're gonna do right before the final game of before the first game, which is on Sunday, right? Next
Mm-hmm.
week. On the Saturday, we'll release an episode giving our like where we think every team will finish in the table.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we think you think Lucknow have a higher chance of going up. I think they have a higher chance of going down. Delhi Capitals
Mm.
finished sixth last season. Where do they finish?
Uh, they're under new management, and the new management that they've brought in, they've wherever they've gone, they've done really well. So I'm not sure. I'm hoping because I've got a
You're
soft because I have got a I have I am a bit
you're
of
a Delhi fan, so
I
you're a
am a
Delhi
Delhi
fan.
fan. I am a Delhi fan, so I want them to do well. I was heartbroken yesterday when the women's team lost again for the third
Yeah,
time in the third
yeah.
final, third in a row. So I want them to do well. So I'm gonna say that they will do better this time. I will
I think they'll finish where they finished.
I will I'm gonna say that they will
I
do
think
better
they'll
this
finish
time.
around five or sixth spot.
I'm I'm
Um,
gonna say, yeah, Mitchell Stark is my man this year. He's in
I mean,
he's
Mitchell
playing
Stark,
well.
Kuldeep Yadav, Natarajan, they definitely have a really good bowling attack.
Hmm.
My question for Delhi is, can they get the batting to click?
Yeah, I mean they're
Can the
exactly there.
batting
Yeah.
click? Like, can the batting click with Jake Fraser? Like, we haven't seen much of him. Like Abhishek Parel, Karun Nair. Like, how does that all kind of start working out? Because bowling wise, your bowling is IPN proven, right? Like Kuldeep Yadav,
Hmm.
Natarajan, Mukesh Kumar, Mohit Sharma. Like you've got the bowling to potentially win you games. So Delhi's a tough one to call. I think Delhi are probably going to be around the six, seven spot for me. I think it's under new management, and as you said, they've done well everywhere else they've went, but can they do well? And they're within the first season. And we've got like a minute left, so let's quickly do CSK. CSK finished fifth last season, just missing the top four on net run rate. They lost uh, two of their last five games last season.
Uh,
Where do they finish?
I think CSK will finish top four.
I think I'll agree with you. I think
I
CSK
think
do
CSK
finish.
will finish top four. I think they've made some really smart buys. I think CSK will finish top four.
So we're saying the senior citizens will make top four this season.
Yeah. Right. They've got some good buys. They've bought some young fellas this year. So
So we're saying CSK to finish top four.
yeah, I
Tala
think
delivers.
Salah delivers. Yeah,
All
will it be
right.
his last year?
I think so. I think so.
We that what that's what we say every year. It's the biggest
Yeah, every year,
mystery. It's the
every
biggest
year is his
mystery in
last year.
cricket.
I think he'll retire after Kohli and Rohit Sharma do.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
All right, we'll wrap it
All
up.
right,
Thanks for listening. Please share, subscribe, and everything, all that good stuff. We'll catch you guys in a couple of days. Bye bye.
bye, bye.